Saturday, February 28th, 2026, 9:40 in the morning. Tehran is awake, the streets are loud, the sky is clear, and somewhere inside a walled government compound in the heart of the city, an 86-year-old man in clerical robes sits down for a meeting. He has survived everything: 6 arrests, an assassination attempt that blew off 2 of his fingers, 8 American presidents who swore they would destroy him, sanctions designed to starve his country into surrender. 2 direct military confrontations with Israel. 36 years at the top of the most dangerous theocracy on earth. He is not worried this morning. He is at his own office, in his own building. He feels safe in daylight. He always has. That is the last mistake he ever makes. 30 seconds later, the first of 30 Israeli bombs hits his compound. By Sunday morning, Iranian state television will cut to a black screen. A broadcaster will break down crying live on air. The supreme leader of Iran has reached martyrdom. But this did not start on February 28th. It did not start in February at all. This started with a war that ended 8 months earlier and a CIA that never stopped watching. June 13th, 2025. Israel strikes Iran. The 12-day war begins. Khamenei vanishes, not metaphorically, literally. He disappears into a bunker so deep beneath Tehran that the elevator alone takes 5 minutes to reach the bottom. No public appearances, no communications, no pattern to track, nothing. For 12 days, he is a ghost. Israel wants him dead right then. June 15th, 2025. 2 days into the war, a strike is planned. Targeting packages are ready. The jets are waiting. Trump says no. The war ends June 24th. Ceasefire. 12 days of fire, then silence. And on July 5th, 2025, 11 days after the guns go quiet, Khamenei reappears in public for the first time. He attends a mourning ceremony in Tehran. He looks calm. He looks like a man who believes his defense is held. He looks like a man who thinks he won. Here is what he does not know. Every move he made during those 12 days underground, every phone call, every displacement, every security rotation had been intercepted, cataloged, and filed. The CIA had been watching every door he used, every tunnel, every pattern he thought was invisible. He surfaced on July 5th, thinking the war was over. For the CIA, it had never stopped. Summer bleeds into fall into winter. The surveillance intensifies. Visual intelligence, signals intelligence, human assets inside Tehran, intercepted communications. Satellite passes over his compound, not once a day, constantly. Israeli operatives had spent years tracking his inner circle, what they ate, where they slept, who brought them food. Month by month, the picture sharpens. By late 2025, U.S. intelligence has built something extraordinary. A profile so precise, it produces a single output, a 14-digit grid coordinate, not a neighborhood, not a building, a room. But a grid coordinate is not a trigger. You can know exactly where a man sleeps. That does not mean you can kill him. Khamenei understood this. After June 2025, he became almost impossible to predict. He rotated locations constantly. He rarely gathered with his top commanders. He stayed underground for days at a time, convinced that unpredictability was his armor. He was right, until he wasn't. February 11th, 2026, Washington, D.C. Netanyahu walks into the White House. This is not a diplomatic visit. He brings fresh intelligence, Iran's nuclear timeline, its remaining military capabilities, and a case, methodical, urgent, that the window to act is closing. Trump listens. The nuclear talks are technically still alive. American envoys are meeting Iranian counterparts in Geneva, in Muscat. The administration keeps shifting its demands. Iran keeps refusing to budge. But behind closed doors, everyone knows what is happening. The talks are theater. Then Thursday, February 26th, Geneva. Final session. The American envoys call Trump. Iran will not dismantle its nuclear program. Not partially, not conditionally, not at all. The phone call lasts less than 10 minutes. The diplomacy track is dead. Friday, February 27th, 2026. Trump boards Air Force One. Destination, Texas. Somewhere over the American South at Tehran. 3:38 p.m. Eastern Time, he makes a decision that will reshape the Middle East. 6 words. Operation Epic Fury is approved. No aborts. 6,000 miles away, secure channels light up. Israeli Air Force pilots receive final mission briefings. U.S. Cyber Command and Space Command begin pre-positioning their assets. The target package, months of intelligence, hundreds of analysts, millions of data points, is locked. But here is what makes this strike different from every strike before it. The CIA has just confirmed something that will never happen again. Khamenei, his defense minister, his IRGC commander, his intelligence chiefs, his top military advisors, all of them, in the same compound, on the same Saturday morning. You couldn't manufacture this window. You could only wait for it. They had waited 8 months. Saturday, February 28th, 2026, 9:38 a.m., Tehran. You are inside Iran's air defense network right now. Your radar screens are active. Your communications are open. Your commanders are at their posts. And then, nothing. No warning. No alarm. No signal. U.S. Cyber Command moves first, silently. They do not fire a single bullet. They don't need to. They reach into Iran's communication grid and turn off the lights, radar, signals, coordination networks. By 9:38 a.m., Iran is blind. By 9:40 a.m., the bombs are already falling. Israeli jets hit all 3 sites inside the compound simultaneously. 30 bombs, long-range precision munitions, 3 buildings, 0 margin for error. The compound that housed Khamenei's office, the Iranian presidency, and the National Security Council is rubble in under 4 minutes. By 10 a.m., an Israeli official has a photograph. Khamenei's body, identified, confirmed. The photo is shown to Netanyahu personally. The operation is over. The cover-up is just beginning. By 11 a.m., Saturday, Iran's foreign ministry goes on the record. Khamenei is safe and sound. By noon, Reuters runs a report. He has been moved to a secure location outside Tehran. The world is confused. The fog of war is thick. Nobody outside a locked room in Tel Aviv knows for certain. Then Saturday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Trump posts on Truth Social, "No hedging, no reports suggest, no, we are monitoring the situation." He was unable to avoid our intelligence and highly sophisticated tracking systems. And there was not a thing he or the other leaders killed along with him could do. Iran still won't confirm it. The regime that ran the most sophisticated propaganda apparatus in the Middle East is silent. State television plays archive footage on loop. Nobody comes out to speak. Nobody shows him alive. Because they can't. The photograph already exists. Sunday, March 1st, 2026, just after 6 a.m. Tehran time. Iranian state television cuts to black. A single black banner fills the screen. Archive images begin rolling. The broadcaster sits at his desk. He tries to speak. He cannot. He breaks down crying live on air. The supreme leader of Iran has reached martyrdom. 14 hours after his compound was reduced to rubble, 14 hours of denial, confusion, and desperate cover. The regime's information strategy collapses in a single sentence from a crying broadcaster. By 9 a.m. Tehran time, a 3-person emergency leadership council is sworn in. By Sunday afternoon, Iranian missiles are hitting U.S. bases across the Middle East. The region is on fire, and in the rubble of that compound in central Tehran, investigators comb through the wreckage of a 36-year reign. The man survived everything his enemies threw at him. 2 wars, 6 arrests, 8 presidents, decades of siege. He was not undone by a missile. He was not undone by a spy. He was undone by a calendar. A Saturday morning meeting in a building his enemies had been watching since June. He walked through that door at 9:40 a.m. He never walked back out,